This is episode 116 of the American Reveille Podcast. This is probably going to be a controversial episode. Nobody's talking about this, so screw it. I'm going to talk about this. And if you're watching, you see a picture on the left here of BLM protesters with signs that say, "Stop Asian hate. We have bad days too, but you don't see us killing white people. F white supremacy." Yeah, we don't see you killing white people, right? Protect Asian women, protect Asian elders, protect Asian massage parlors and nail salons. Yes, you believe in that too. All these people marching for supposed black lives. But the truth is they're just marching to fill the pockets of the Democrat elite. You see, these are the mass manipulated Manchurian candidate drones of the left who don't know reality. They don't know the truth. They don't know the facts. And myself, as a white person in an interracial Asian and white person marriage, I guess you would just call it that. I don't even know. I have a perspective on this, all right, that may be a little different than most, or it may be just the same as everybody else. I don't know what to say. But what I can tell you is this. I know what racism looks like. I know what racism sounds like. I know what it smells like. I know what it tastes like. And these folks, these leftists that are supposedly marching for the rights of minorities, they're racists. They're oppressors. These are people screaming for socialism. They don't want equality. They don't want anything but equity. All right. And equity is the force that will drive everybody, white, black, Latino, Asian. It doesn't matter. It will drive us all into our graves. So in this episode of the American Reveille Podcast, all right, guys, I'm going to go through the truth. I'm going to expose some hypocrisy to you. You're not going to like this episode if you're on the left. If you're on the left, you're going to call me all kinds of names. You're going to say I'm a horrible, bad person. You're going to say I'm married to my wife because I'm a virtue signal. You're going to say I don't know what I'm talking about, but you little shits, you have no experience in this world. All right. My pinky has more experience than the entire combined group here. That has nothing to do with race. That has everything to do with life experience. These are what privileged people look like. You want to see the proof? I have video for you next on the American Reveille Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here, episode 116 of the American Reveille Podcast. Happy Easter. It's Easter, right? So why not put out probably the most controversial episode I've ever put out next to the George Floyd episode that I put out. Look, I have to be honest with you guys. I don't feel sympathy for any of this. I don't feel anything. And they're going to say, oh, that's because of critical race and it's in your DNA and da-da-da-da-da. I'm sorry. My ancestors were slaves. You guys can kiss my ass. I really don't care. Honestly, I don't believe in your reality, in your made up theories, critical race theory, in your fake science, your woke science. All right. Your play on words to convince the brainless few. Listen. All right. There are many people out there that are not very intelligent. They get manipulated by this type of verbiage. Oh, it says Black Lives Matter. They must care about black people. No, they don't. They don't at all. Trust me, I'm leaving this picture up for a reason. I want you, if you're not listening, if you're watching, I want you to read the signs. I'm going to read some of them. We might as well. Look, there's an African-American gentleman on the left with his fist raised with a mask on saying Black Lives Matter. Most of these people have no idea. They don't even know what they're marching for. They think they're marching for good things. But like I said in the intro, they're just putting money into the pockets of rich people, rich white people mostly. I wonder how they'd feel if they really knew they were helping rich white people. Protect Asian women. Yes, we should. Protect Asian elders. Protect all elders and Asian elders, every elder. Protect Asian massage parlor employees. Yeah, hey, I like a good massage. Protect Asian sex workers. Sex working is illegal, but I mean, I guess you would have to legalize prostitution to do that. I don't think anybody should be abused, but I mean, hey, there are people out there that do what they have to do, and I'm a little libertarian in the sense of certain things aren't my business. Protect Asian nail techs. Oh, I agree with that. Protect Asian elders. Hey, guess what? You doubled. You said that again. Protect poor Asian folk. Okay. Should protect poor everybody. Protect everybody. Protect Asians who can't go to the police for protection. Okay, protect everybody who can't go to the police for protection. Asians. Oh, there are white women that are in battered relationships that can't get away from drug addict husbands. There are black people that are scared to go to the police. There are all kinds of people. I grew up poor. Poor people are scared to go to the cops. All right, I still get scared when the cops are behind me, and I don't do anything wrong. So I mean. It says stop Asian hate. All right. Yeah. Nobody should hate Asian people. I wonder who hates Asian people. We have bad days too, but you don't see us killing white people. I don't. Has anybody looked at statistics lately? A lot of white people die. A lot of white people die from cops. A lot of white people die from minorities. A lot of white people die. A lot of people die in general. It wasn't a bad day. It was a hate crime. My culture's not your aesthetic. Really? Oh, really? Really? I hope everybody likes spaghetti. I wonder how the Italians feel about that. Should we stop eating sushi? I love sushi. My wife cooks lechon kawali. It's like fried pork from the Philippines, or pancit canton. How about lumpia? Who doesn't like lumpia? Can't eat lumpia anymore, guys. You're culturally appropriating the Filipinos. Guys, these people are full of shit. They're full of shit. All right. They're con artists, or they're being conned, plain and simple. And they work by fear and intimidation tactics. If they come after me for this episode, I'm never apologizing. All right. Because I did nothing wrong. The problem is they redefine words. They want to change the language, change the dictionary. All right. They're getting companies involved, people involved. They've taken advantage of corporate social responsibility. You don't know what corporate social responsibility? Go Google that. Go DuckDuckGo corporate social responsibility. All right. It's at the basis of why they've manipulated these companies and why the companies are doing what they're doing. Plain and simple. I have an MBA. Go look it up. I've studied it. Guys, there are rich white people on the left, some on the right, and they profit from this. They profit from the chaos. You know how you keep hearing about people pitting us against each other? Look, we're all humans. We all have different lives. We all have different experiences in this country, and everybody is entitled to chasing their American dream and fighting from where they came from. All right. Nobody's entitled to an equal start. My start sucked. A lot of people's starts suck. It would be nice if certain people weren't born in crack houses and babies weren't born addicted to drugs and in any community. But unfortunately, those things happen. And should there be protections in place and things to make sure that those don't happen? Yes, of course. There are always extenuating circumstances. Nothing is, no pun intended, black and white. But you see, the left wants to make everything black and white. They're trying so hard. They're trying so hard to literally cleanse. They want to cleanse the world of the middle class. Absolutely cleanse this country of the middle class. All right. And I need to cleanse myself with this amazing product, Life Change Tea. All right, guys. So before we read the articles, this is causing my stomach to hurt. I feel bloated. I've got toxins. Life Change Tea, guys. This stuff is awesome. It's gentle. It's amazing. I drink it multiple times a week. I steeped it for 8 hours. I put it in the fridge for 24 after mixing it with a gallon jug of water. It's got this amazing proprietary blend of herbs, and it just gently it's like taking like a gentle brush and just brushing out your intestines, just getting rid of all the excess garbage. Maybe if these folks here that were marching went to getthetea.com, GETTHETEA.com, and picked themselves up some of this amazing Life Change tea. All right. Maybe if they didn't have 10 pounds of raw red meat just sitting in all of their lower intestines, rotting, just making them hate inside, hate people. All of these folks marching here, they hate people. They're the real racists, the oppressors. They hate white people. They hate anybody that's doing better than anybody. whether they're white, black, purple, or indifferent. They assume white people do better. Oh, but I've seen many white people that were on the bottom barrel of life. And there are many more than everybody else suffering. Everybody suffers. Everybody has shitty times. But if you want to get rid of your shitty times, go to getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. Pick yourself up some Life Change tea. Cleanse yourself out. Nice and gentle. Awesome stuff. Use promo code James. Get yourself free shipping and handling. Promo code James. Free shipping and handling. If you're not convinced yet, I have a serious 2-3 minute ad at the end of this video you can watch. Please visit our sponsor. You'll really enjoy their product. Getthetea.com, guys. Getthetea.com. Promo code James. Free shipping and handling. Life Change tea. All I have to say is damn. All right, damn. Flat Stomach Central, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the show. Thank you guys, by the way, for putting up with my Ben Shapiro-style ad transition that I just threw in there on the fly. I want to show you why this is a hypocritical statement. All right. A lot of you, if you haven't given me a comment that tells me like I'm a Nazi or a racist, apparently, you know, then you're still watching. And if you're still watching, then I appreciate it. And you're going to get the proof. You're going to get some proof. We're going to go through some. And it's really simple. All you got to do is look at some of the news and just put a couple stories together. Storyboard an episode out, guys. And you got a podcast. This guy's holding a sign right here, right? Asian Lives Matter, right? Asian Nail Salon Lives Matter. Let's take a look at the Asian Nail Salon, guys. This story came out on April 3rd. Black Panther members enter Asian Nail Salon in Milwaukee. They threaten, harass, and terrify Asian workers and customers. We're going to read through this we're going to go through a bunch of these. I'm going to show you a lot of different videos. We're going to listen to them, and I'm going to describe them as best I can for the folks listening out there on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, all those different places, iHeartRadio. We're all over the place. Thank you, by the way, our audio listeners. You guys are awesome. You've been carrying us through this censorship, so thank you so much. I appreciate you. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, give me that 5-star rating, baby, and share. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Look at this. Black Panther members were filmed at a Chinese shop in Milwaukee, harassing and threatening the Asian workers, demanding they not make fun of BLM or black women. A video is going around social media showing some individuals with the original Black Panther decals on their jackets. It was posted in January of 2021. It took place at Jade's Nail Salon in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We know that's a blue state. By the way, when we go through all this at the end, I've got this great article that shows where all the police were defunded. Trust me, I'm going to tie all this stuff together for you. When this is over, you're going to be like, those leftist hypocritical beep, like it's going to piss you off. Trust me. The individuals wearing the black jackets are in an Asian nail salon where they're complaining about how the shop personnel treated a black woman the prior day. We're searching for more details on this incident. The largest Black Panther member tells the workers, the owner ain't here. Well, I'll be back. Make sure you tell him to be here. And you, if you ever disrespect a black woman again, we're going to shut you down. How do you get to do that to a business? If I walked into a business and did that, I'd be arrested. That's how my privilege works, right? Let's watch the video. Let's see how this goes down, right? Since white people are harassing Asian people everywhere, you know, white people are horrible supremacists. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's a big man. I was a bouncer for a lot of years, guys. That man is well over 6'5", well over 270, 300 pounds. That's a big dude. All right. These are big African-American men, black ski mask tops, you know, like beanies, black jackets, Black Panther symbol on the back, full on in black. They look like Antifa guys, but just big African-American men. There's obviously two females.
Look at him running. He's running. Why you
in somebody's running? Business talking crap.
You disrespected a black woman from this community, calling her a bitch. Called the police on her, told her to get out, and disrespected Black Lives Matter. I'm here to tell you that's going to stop. Black women, that shouldn't even be in this store. He disrespected black women by calling them bitches.
If they called the police on a woman, and the police took the woman, there's a reason, right? All right. I don't know what happened and what that lady said and who said what and how, but do you go into other people's businesses and do this? Do you have a right to? Why aren't these people in jail? Why aren't they in jail?
That's going to stop. Do I make myself clear?
There's an Asian woman in a mask, and you can see in her eyes she looks terrified.
The scary ass. I know he called the police. He called the board. Coming up in here. How do you dare you disrespect a black woman? Then make fun of Black Lives Matter.
Man's pacing in the background.
What's your name, sir?
Why do you have to support BLM as a business, right? Again, it goes back to CSR, corporate social responsibility, and then pressure. They're all pressuring each other. Look at my company. I'm under a wall of censorship. So many people don't want to do business with me because of what we stand for, because they don't want to rattle any cages or shake the status quo, because they don't want to stand up to tyranny. But just because it's an African-American doing it doesn't mean it's not tyranny, all right? And stop letting people put guilt on you because of your skin color. If you're white and a black person is making you feel bad about yourself for your skin color, that black person's a racist. Quote me, put it in New York Times. I don't give a shit. Fuck off. What happened here? Hold on. Let me fix this. Excuse me. There we go.
I'll be back. Make sure you tell me again here, and you ever disrespect a black woman again, we're going to shut you down. Calling black women bitches. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You know you did it. And then making fun. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. You know what I'm talking about. Am I right or am I wrong?
Look at them coming into the store intimidating people. Look at him. The guy is, there's an Asian man and there's about 6, 7, 8 black people. And he's saying, Black Lives Matter. Say it. Am I right or am I wrong? And they're laughing. And he's backing this Asian man up. And he's walking towards him. This is a 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" black man, making him say it. They're making people say it. That's what the Gestapo does. That's what the Nazis did. BLM, Black Panthers, left-wing radicals, Nazis, same thing. Same thing. All right? Same exact thing. Plain and simple. All right? Look, none of this, my computer is being a spaz. I keep accidentally double-clicking like an idiot here. I wish I had a producer. One day we'll have a Jamie here, right? And then it won't be me going click, 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 and screwing the whole thing up. This isn't good. This is disgusting. All right. It says here, written in this article on Gateway Pundit, what a frightening display of aggression and tyranny. Who really knows what happened the day before to cause this event? But something tells us the Asians weren't the aggressors. If I walked into your store and I said, you better do this, you better say this, or else, and I'm coming back, what would you say? What would you do? I'd probably go to jail. That's what would happen because of my white privilege, right? That's why I'd go to jail. These are literal strong arm bullies. It's disgusting. It's disgusting and it's uncivilized. It has nothing to do with race or skin color or anything. All right. It has to do with left-wing mindset and ideology. These are people that are full of hate, and people who hate are disgusting. All right. BLM is an organization of hate. All right. Black Panthers, they're an organization of hate. All right. These are supremacist groups, hate groups that commit hate crimes. When you go out and you march and you hurt people and you're an Antifa or BLM and you hurt people based upon your ideological beliefs about skin and supremacy, you are committing hate crimes. You may not go to jail yet, but I promise you will eventually. Trust me. They're not going to win this forever. Let's keep looking at these things. It doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. You remember January 6th, right? Nobody had any guns. Nothing happened like that. Look, January 6th was terrible. It should have never happened, right? But again, no firearms. right? The right gets condemned for firearms. The right gets condemned. We get condemned all the time. The white people. It's the white people with the gun crimes. The white people stormed the Capitol. The white people want to take over. The white people are hurting everybody. The white take all the guns away from the white people, right? Armed gunmen appear at Georgia Capitol on Monday, but that's okay. There were Black Lives Matter. There were Black Lives Matter. It's all right. Look at this guy. This is a big, dark-skinned gentleman here in black tactical pants, black tactical shirt, black flak jacket, bulletproof vest, full-on beanie. Hey, look, he even has the freaking beret hat, like he's some sort of wannabe fat special forces guy. And here he is holding a firearm, a assault rifle, possibly, as they might call it on the left. Oh, look, there's more people in helmets, right? Look at all of them in military gear, right? Full on left wing armed radicals. No problem. No problem. No media coverage. Let's read this article a little. The big media is quick to label the events that occurred in Washington, D.C. on January 6th as an unarmed insurrection when it wasn't. But when BLM members bring AK-47s to the Georgia Capitol, there's no mention of guns. The big media reported for months that the Capitol protests in Washington, D.C. on January 6th included armed protesters. But to date, there's no evidence of anyone being armed besides the Capitol Police. You know, rest in peace, Ashley Babbitt. However, on March 25th, a Georgia politician was arrested and taken out of a press conference where the Georgia governor was announcing Georgia's new law protecting voter integrity in the state. See, Democrat Georgia lawmaker arrested, dragged out of Capitol for screaming and interrupting Kemp's live stream since he, signed the election laws that help the black community and help poor people and increase people's ability to vote. But the left doesn't want you to know that. They want to lie to you so that they can piss you off and people march in the streets and hurt each other over lies because everybody's so stupid and unintelligent and doesn't have enough brain cells to just read themselves. Just read the freaking paper. Hey, lefties that don't read, you just don't want to read. You want to hate something. It feels good. It feels good inside. It's primal. It's animalistic. It's deep inside, and you pour it out of your mouth, and you hate, and it feels so good. But man, it's going to be so sad for you when you're alone in the end. Hey, lefties, you don't have families, barely have kids. You don't have purposes. You don't have futures. You don't have anything. You don't have God. You have nothing. Must be real sad to be you. The Democrat was not to be deterred. A couple days later, she reappeared at the Georgia Capitol, but this time she brought along armed friends. Oh, why? So if this time she got arrested, what would happen? That's called intimidation. This is a Congress, right? A Congress person. Okay. And this Congress person, is she a Congress person? Let me see. Hold on. Did I read that? I just want to make sure I have this accurate because I came out congressperson. I know that she is a official. Let me see. Sign the sweeping bill, Senate, Georgia's House, Secretary of State, 2 separate elections, mail in. I think she's just a Georgia, like a local lawmaker, like on the local house or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. We can get into it. We have a huge podcast, so I'm not going to beat on the tiny minutia details because we could just go down a full rabbit hole and then I'll be doing 45 minutes on this lady here. I'm just trying to make a point that the left are the aggressors. The left, they're always the ones attacking, interrupting, screaming, shouting, demanding, acting like barbarians, like uncivilized children. And what does the right do? We act like honorable, gentle people. It's time to stop with that. All right. It's time to sink down to their level a little bit, I think. Just a little bit. Look at this. The Democrat right here, they brought these folks I told you about. This is David Schaefer commenting here on, or tweeting, I guess you'd call it, on Twitter. I've been shadow banned from Twitter for so long, I forget. Masked, helmeted private militia carrying AK-47s and AR-15 showed up today at the state capitol. You've not heard about it because the gunmen are radical leftists. Imagine the news coverage if one of them was wearing a MAGA hat. Again, I'm trying to reveal the hypocrisy for you. All you hear is how bad MAGA is. All you hear is Trump supporters and racists. And I haven't seen anything. Show me Show me people on the right doing this. Show me. I don't see it. I don't see it. You know, we don't have to keep reading through, right? But you see what they do to these people. You see all of these people. They're all brainwashed. They're escorting Representative Park Cannon into the state capitol. Wow. Wow. You're good at getting brainwashed young people. That's just fantastic. What a spectacle. Look, I don't have to keep going through this article. We can just go to another city. Why don't we stop in Chicago? Why don't we stop in Chicago for a second? We talked about the Black Panthers. We talked about the armed gunmen in Georgia. You know, hey, I have white privilege, right? I can do all of this stuff, right? We can do all of this stuff without getting in trouble, right? Nearly 20 shot Good Friday into Easter morning in Lori Lightfoot, Chicago. Nearly 20 people were shot. This is Breitbart, by the way. R. Hawkins wrote this. One fatally Good Friday into Easter morning in Major Lori Lightfoot's Democrat Chicago City. Fan-diddly-tastic fatalities. All right. The fatality occurred during 1:30 a.m. Sunday following an argument that pitted a 31-year-old man against two other people. One of the other two people pulled a gun and opened fire, shooting the 31-year-old 14 times. He was pronounced dead. Yeah, that's how that happens. Chicago Tribune reports 703 people shot in January 2021, right? Through March 31st, 2021. And in Chicago, that's 184 more people that were shot during the same time last year. Chicago's a shithole. It's a cesspool. All right. In separate body of data, the Tribune notes 134 people were killed in Chicago January 1st, 2021 through March 31st, 2021, which represents 28 more homicides than were seen during the same time. I don't have to tell you what communities the majority of this is happening in, and I don't have to tell you that it's not white people doing it. Black on black crime. Look up the statistics. Look, I feel for the African-American community. All right. But you guys got to get your families, you know, and take care of them. I don't know what to tell you. All right. The government. All right. Whatever. I don't know how much free stuff can help anybody. All right. And I'm not saying this to all African Americans. I'm just saying this to certain communities out there that have been brainwashed, hoodwinked, and lied to by the left. All right. You can make the change that you need. You can fight for the change that will help your communities. But don't you dare for 1 second think that these elected officials and these left-wing freaking hypocrites and these white elite rich people on the left are telling you the truth. They're selling you a lie. They're telling you the wrong way to fix it so that they'll benefit, so that they'll make money. All right. You want your communities to rise up. You want to do good. You want to live the life and literally raise up every family and every person in that community. You don't do it the way that they're telling you. All right. You got to outsmart. It's all about that. It's all about the brain power. And you got it. You got it. The racists out there that believe that there are differences other than skin color, they're idiots. And unfortunately, on the left, those are the people that are looking at skin color and then looking beyond it. And they're saying, hey, you're white, you're black, you're this, you're that, you're poor, you're rich, you're fat, you're skinny. Everybody get into your groups. And now this group is fucked this group, that group screwed that group, this group's smarter, this group's dumber. That's not how it works, lefties. All right. So if anybody from the African-American community with an open mind that's coming from some of these smaller impoverished communities, these communities that were put in place by horrible policies decades ago, that were put in place by Democrats to enslave, modern enslavement, and hold down the African-American community. If anybody from those communities hear this and they still have an open mind and want to talk, I'm open. James Lane at AmericanReveille.com. We can debate. We can talk. We can have a civilized conversation all day. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to debate, and I'd love to talk about it in a sane manner. But when I talk to people on the left, they're not sane. All right. But you never hear the true voice of somebody living in those communities. You hear a left-wing radicalized representative, excuse me. You don't hear the real person. You don't, the voice of the grandma that's lived there for 3 generations with the family is never put on the news. It's never put on the news because you don't want to hear what she'd have to say. And you know that. So listen, you fix these communities by first off cutting off communication with all the freaking rich white lefties. All right. Second off, cutting communication with all the rich groups. All right. Oh, BLM, right? Yeah, they want to help you. They want to help you so bad with their billions and billions of dollars that they're sitting on. You tell me what BLM has done for your community. You tell me. All right. Hasn't done anything bad to my community. I don't live in rich white people neighborhoods. I'm not a rich white person, so I don't know. But at the same time, condemning entire races, that's called racism. All right. And that's a lie being fed. All right. BLM, Antifa, those groups out there. All right. They ain't helping anybody. They're just bringing everybody to the brink of insanity. That's what's happening. We need to get back to basics. We're human beings. We're all the same like that inside. All right. Whether we have different tastes in music, whether we have different beliefs in different gods, different religions, whether we have different family structures, different sexual orientations, different money, different lifestyles, you know, whether, you know, some people have homies, some people bros, some people friends, some people brothers, some people, like, who cares? We all want to be happy. We all want to eat good food. Right. We all want to, hey, for the younger folks out there, we all want to have good sex. Right. We all want to drink good drink. Right. Eat good, eat, smoke good, smoke. Right. That's life. We all want that. So why can't we come together around the things that we want, the things that we have in common, instead of tearing each other apart? How do you ever expect a solution to come from any of this insanity other than violence and craziness? We got to get these big groups and these politicians and these rich folks out of the conversation, because what they're doing is they're making it so we can't have a conversation. All right. I still have hope for us. All right. I'm not doing this to trash black people or minority communities. I'm doing this because I'm a white guy from Jewish ancestry that's tired of being oppressed myself. And what about other white people? Like, everybody's so far removed. All right. None of us have control of how we're born. You know, there are black people born into rich families, white people born into ghettos. You can't just blanket paint everybody with one broad brush. It's just not fair to anybody. And I'm just tired. I'm tired. And a lot of us are tired. And before this gets to a point where, you know, look, I'll give you an example. I'm a talker. Obviously, I have a podcast, so I can talk, right? My wife is not a talker. My wife, when you piss her off, she wants to be left alone. And I'm guilty sometimes of wanting to fix the problem, right? So I'll annoy my wife. I'll annoy my girl, and I'll go, oh, come on, let's talk. And she'll just be quiet. She'll be looking down, right? And I'll be like, you know, let's fix this. Why are you ignoring? Come on, stop ignoring me. Let's talk. No. She's looking down. I'm like, honey, look, I don't know why you're mad. Why are you so pissed off? We could fix this. We could do that. Look at this thing over here. It doesn't matter. And she's just, hey, I need some space. Please go away. And I'm like, all right, I'll go away. But before I go away, why can't we just talk about this and this and this? And boom, Hiroshima. I mean, like, flames are coming up. There's devils. My arm is shot off by the predator. I mean, shit goes down. That's what's happening, right? We're all fighting with each other, and everybody's kind of trying to mind their own while the puppets are at the top, dangling the strings, controlling us all. And then at some point, people are going to go poof and explode. We can fix this before it gets there. We really can. Let's stop being hypocrites and look at the facts, guys. All right, look at this. Elderly Asian couple attacked, robbed by 4 black males. Then their machete-wielding son emerges from the house to save the day. All right, this is in Oakland, California. All right, remember that. California, the one before Chicago, the one before that was what was that? The armed gunman, that was Georgia. The one before that, and remember, Atlanta's in Georgia. I have to say that some people don't read. And then the Black Panthers one, that was in Milwaukee, in Wisconsin. All right, it matters. It's important because we're going to tie it all together at the end. Look, I want to show you the video right here. We don't have to read the whole thing. Check this out. Look, See these 4 guys? They're attacking this couple right here. All right. This is a camera video for those that are listening. There's no sound on this video. It's like a surveillance video. But there are 4 masked men, 3 or 4 masked men. They're wearing beanies. They're wearing masks. You can tell that they're darker skinned individuals just because of you can see through the mask and different things like that. Here, keep watching. And then, oh no, son jumps out of the house with a machete. My wife's from the Philippines. We have a machete too. And there, overhead shot. Get in the car, get in the car, get in the car. Oh, dude's coming with the machete. Yeah. Again, where are the white people? All right. I'm not, again, this could be white people. It could be purple people. It could be Latinos. It could be anyone. I'm just bringing light to this because I'm tired. I'm tired of being blamed. We got 100,000 people marching down streets screaming for white people to stop Asian hate. I love more Asian people than I do white people. So what the, you know, like, again, you can't even use well, you don't see it. It's no, I've looked, I've studied, I've read. Where is it? Show me the proof, right? It's not what happened. It's what you can prove. I don't know. What's that? That was the worst Denzel. I can't even do a Denzel impression. Denzel Washington impression. Remember Training Day? It's like, it's not what actually happened. It's what you can prove in court or whatever. That's not even true. It's backwards because we can prove everything. That's the whole frustrating thing, right, folks? We can prove what's happening. We have the numbers. We have the statistics. We have the statistics that say like 7 or 8 black people were killed the entire year by police, right? And it's like 100 to 300 white people were killed by police. Like, hundreds of white people get killed by police every year. It's like less than 10 black people, something like that. I mean, we have the evidence. The problem is nobody gives a crap about the evidence because to the left, the evidence isn't what's happening. It's how you feel. Your feelings are now evidence. See, there's a big communication difference. These two ideologies, they've split us, right? They split us in half. And you've got the left that believes that feelings are evidence, and you have the right that still believes in conservative values and facts and truth. All right? Your feelings are not evidence. How you feel is not a fact. It's my personal truth. Good. It doesn't belong in a courtroom and it doesn't affect me. Keep your personal truth to yourself. That's the problem. They're all trying to shove their personal truth down everybody's throats and make it, a real truth. And it's a real strategy. All right. This is something people have done for thousands of years. It's a war strategy. If you say it enough, it will become a reality. All right. Let's look at another one, another Asian store attack that won't make the national news. Charlotte. All right. A man was charged following a vicious attack on a Korean store in Charlotte Transportation Center. A black man walked into the store screaming threats at the owner, then proceeded to knock down racks of food and beat in the windows on the refrigerators. The owners of the business are Korean. They've been in business for 20 years. Their son, Mark Sung, told Channel 9 there's no doubt in the family's minds that they were targeted by this black man because they were Asian. All right. 24-year-old Xavier Woody Silas was arrested for the violent attack on the store. Let's watch.
Right now, Ford, the family that operates a store in Uptown, says they were the target of anti-Asian hate after a man tore through their convenience store. And much of it was caught on camera, as you see right here. Fox 46
video evidence. I told you guys, video proof.
Son this afternoon about what happened. Derek, when did this happen and what did they say?
Well, it happened at the Sundries here at the Charlotte Transportation Center back on Tuesday, and it's operated by a Korean family that have quite literally been here for decades. And they say that during the course of the vandalism that took place that you just saw in that video, the man was yelling racial slurs at them. Now let's take another look at that video again. The man can be seen coming into the store, and in the course of a little over a minute, takes a pull to various items in the store, knocks over a number of shelves.
Look, even the African-American lady in the background grabs her stuff, and she's like, I'm getting the hell out of here. Right? This guy is coming in here, smashing things up, yelling racial slurs. All right? Yelling racial slurs at the Asian family. Again, I don't know why we're being attacked. All right? The news is telling people one thing, and their community leaders are watching that news. People are listening to these large BLM companies. Remember, BLM is a company. It's an organization. It's an actual company, right? They make money. They make money, right? You're listening to a big company and you think they have your best interest in mind, right? You're listening to these big groups that put millions of dollars into the pockets of white leftist politicians and even the couple of black ones out there, people like Al Sharpton that threaten people for money. I mean, all these different people that haven't helped one person, right? The money-making machines that are using the African-American community as disposable assets to make this money, to turn the wheels of this machine, the invisible slavery, all right? The invisible slavery of all poor people in this country, all right? Of all people that have experienced some sort of oppression in this world, all right? Soft bigotry that hides in the background, all right? That is what's fueling a lot of this. All right, this reorganization, this chaos, this explosion that could happen. This is what the left wants to bring forth their socialist utopia. I promise you, it's not going to be what you think it is. It's not. All right. So here's another one. Look, I'm not even, again, how much proof do you need? I said I'd show you videos. Let's go to another one. 73-year-old man violently shoved to the ground in New York City. All right. Again, I'm not saying this to blame everything. I'm just making an example. I know I've said that 100 times during this video, but I have to. It's very important that I do, because I need you to see the point I'm trying to make with this. And I don't want that point to be, oh, it's only black people doing this. I want that point to be, all right, that the facts say one thing, the news is saying another thing, and there's an ominous reason for it. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point of this. All right. The African-American community that are living in some of these areas, all right, are being manipulated. The white people on the left are being manipulated. Latinos, poor people are being manipulated by the left, and they're being pitted up against other people in the middle class. All right. It's the middle class and the poor people being pitted against each other by rich people with evil plans, plain and simple. All right. So you have the news blaming white people and black people and a lot of white people. I mean, probably a lot more than the black people. Actually, not even probably, pretty much more than the black people. Young people with impressionable minds, people being manipulated. Poor people, desperate people, people who've lost their jobs, people with no money, people, a lot of people who were given participation trophies are involved in this. I'm not talking from the African-American community. I'm talking about from all communities. I don't care if you're me. I don't care if you're you. I don't care if you're black, you're white. I don't care if you make $100K a year or $10,000 a year. I'll say this again. I've said it 100 times before. None of us have any idea how the elites live their lives. None of us have any idea how a rich person lives their life. LeBron James, he probably has 3 separate people hired to wipe his ass for him. I'm serious. Like, how do you don't know. You don't know. And they're all branded, and they're all trying to make money, and they're all going to do what companies tell them to do because the companies are paying them. And then people look up to these people and take this advice, and it trickles down. All right. They want to destroy our country so that they can change our country. All right. This all goes back to Marxism. This all goes back to mighty dollars. All right. It's very, very easy to turn an entire country into a money generating machine by subduing the population. First, spread the population around, split it up, pit it against each other, have it destroy each other, blow the whole thing up, come in with a solution, fix the problem. The problem is that the problem never gets fixed. People realize after it's too late, oh no, this is Marxism, this is oppression, this is socialism. Then we rise up, then they kill us all, and then it's communism. Hooray. We've come the full Marxist shithole circle. We don't want any of this to happen. That's why we need to enlighten you. All right. There are plenty of good people in this world. White, black, Asian, Latino, any form of people. I don't care. Muslim, Catholic, whatever. Right. There are also plenty of bad people in this world. Same categories. Same exact categories. All right. Blaming a race of people and saying that persists in their genetics. That's oppression, racism, tyranny, bigotry. And if you're on the left and you subscribe to it, you're a bigot. 73-year-old man violently shoved to the ground in New York City. 73-year-old man fell victim to an attack in broad daylight in New York City when an assailant shoved him to the ground after punching him in the chest, according to the video footage. Police said an unidentified man attacked the victim outside of a residential building on 47th Street. Okay, let's watch the video. And there's going to be some stuff you've seen and some stuff you haven't seen. All right, that's just what it is. There's going to be some stuff you've seen, some stuff you haven't seen. A lot of these attacks you may have never heard of. The next one we're going to talk about, I'm sure you've heard of. All right. That's not even on a white guy, but it's going to show you what privilege looks like. It's going to show you what privilege looks like. All right. I can't get the video to play. It's being wacky. So I'm going to read through the article. All right. We'll just have to do it the old school way. You don't want to see it anyway. And the next video you're going to watch in the next story is a little graphic. So that's your warning, by the way. All right, I'm going to read through this article, but the article coming after is going to be a little graphic. If you have kids in the room, if you have the couple slips of cursing hasn't worried you already, then it might not matter. But you're going to see a graphic image in the next video. So I wouldn't allow your kids to see that. Or if you have a sensitive stomach or demeanor, I would just listen and not look. But let's get through this article first, and then we'll get to that one. All right. So we talked about the 73-year-old man who was attacked, was punched in the chest, and then shoved down by this African-American gentleman. The surveillance video obtained by WABC showed the suspect run towards the 73-year-old before violently shoving him to the ground. The suspect fled eastbound on 47th Street. The victim was transported to Mount Sinai Hospital. He's in stable condition. The suspect, he's believed to be in his late 20s or early 30s, is still on the loose as of Sunday. He was last seen wearing gray sweatpants, a red jacket, black shoes, and a dark-colored baseball cap. Police are urging anyone with information on the suspect to call the New York Police Department Crime Stoppers hotline so that they can just look at the guy, say, hey, you shouldn't do that, and then let him go. I just put that in there. Attacks against the elderly are on the rise in New York City, and over the past week alone, a 65-year-old Asian American woman was brutally attacked outside an apartment building in Manhattan, and a 61-year-old was randomly sucker punched on the busy street. Again, attacks on Asians on the rise. Again, show me the evidence that I had something to do with it genetically just because of my skin color. Right? Show me the evidence that entire races of people should be trashed and destroyed and demeaned for things. What's happening isn't right, no matter who it's against. I really don't care. I just don't. I don't accept your reality, lefties. I don't. Come attack me. See what happens. See, you won't get an apology from me. It won't happen because I'm right. And science backs me up and facts back me up. All right. You remember the two girls that killed the Uber driver? They're getting plea deals. Two African-American girls in Washington, D.C. They're going to get plea deals. A lot of people are saying, oh, well, they just, they tried to steal his car. It wasn't their fault for the murder. They tried to flee and then they came back to get their cell phones. 13 and 15-year-old girls, right? Two 13 and 15-year-old girls tried to steal an Uber Eats driver's car in Washington, D.C. You'll see in the video, there's National Guard members there assisting in this. All right. Why is this okay? If I did this, I'd be in prison for the rest of my life, or I'd be getting the death penalty. All right. There's a double standard. This is what privilege, real privilege, looks like when you can kill somebody and get a plea deal. The 13 and 15-year-old girls who murdered an Uber Eats driver during a carjacking in D.C. are reportedly getting a plea deal. Instead of fleeing the scene after the car that they were trying to steal crashed and rolled on its side, one of the girls began looking for her cell phone that was in the vehicle while nonchalantly walking past the victim's body. You can see in this picture, they censored the victim's body here. I'm going to show you the video. Trust me. It's disgusting. Their victim, Muhammad Anwar, 66, of Springfield, Virginia, was driving for Uber Eats when the girls attempted to steal the car, and they hit him with a taser All right. So what happened? His foot hit the accelerator when they tased him. The horrific scene was caught on camera by a witness. All right. This is a very graphic video. If you've never seen anything like this before, it's shocking. I've seen plenty of this before. It's still shocking. It's hard to watch. All right. You watch this video and tell me these girls shouldn't be in prison for the rest of their lives. Why do they get privilege? Why do they get plea deals? Why do they get a special exception? Because of their skin color? Take a look. I'm warning you, it's extremely graphic. All right. For those listening, there's one girl in the car. All right. He is hanging out of the car. Anwar is hanging out. This is a frontal shot of the car. His bald head's going to be here on the right, and he's going to be like, help me. They're trying to steal my car. Help me. They're going to tase him. And that's when you're going to see the car accelerate. And you'll know there's sickening thud, a lot of the stuff that comes with reality. This is my car. She just started his car. See? She's pushing him. She tases him. Oh.
She's stealing their car.
That door just slammed on him. Boom. Like a movie. I'm warning you, it's graphic, guys. Plea deals?
It's been called. It's been called.
I don't care if you're 13 and 15.
It's been called. It's been called.
If you've been raised to the point where you're doing this at 13 and 15, you should get the death penalty and your parents should go to prison for the rest of their lives. There's the car. There's the girls that stole the car.
That's it.
There's the National Guard members. Oh, trying to go away. Look, there he is, dead on the ground. That's what... Look at this picture long and hard. That's privilege. They did this to a man, and they get plea deals. Don't you dare fucking lecture me about my bullshit privilege. All right? Trust me, my memories of my freaking life are very privileged. I promise you they're not. Kiss my ass. That's sickening. That's sick. I'm shaking right now. Those girls should be executed. All right. They should be found guilty and they should be executed for first-degree intentional murder. Tased a man with his foot on the accelerator? What do you think was going to happen, you dumb piece of shit? Plain and simple. Plain and simple, guys. Cut and dry. Cut and dry. I don't care. Be mad at me. I'm too harsh. You're a bad guy. I don't care. You don't get second chances. That man had children. He had grandchildren. He had a family to support. Kids, a wife. What about the people who won't eat, who won't have a roof over their head now because he's not alive to support them? Nobody thinks about any of this stuff, and none of you people care. You don't. So stop acting like it. Fuck yourself. Seriously. Seriously, lefties. Where's all this happening? Let's talk about it. Police defunded major cities, feeling the loss of police. All right? Police defunded. Let me restart. Sorry. Oof. I got to take a second here. That video pissed me off. I'm sorry. It makes me angry. Why shouldn't I be angry? Right? Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we be angry? When people are out there burning cities, nobody gets in trouble. People are killing people. Nobody gets in trouble. If I spit gum out my window, a SWAT team will come down and drag me from my car because I'm white. That's what white privilege is. Fuck out of here. Police defunded. Major cities feeling the loss of police funding as murders and other crimes soar. What'd you think was going to happen? God, some people are going to be like, man, we wish you were like this from the beginning. I'm all ramped up now. Cities such as Austin, LA, Minneapolis, New York City, and Portland have shifted funds from police departments. I wonder what that has in common. Let's see. Where was this one? Let's remember this as we read, because that's the last article we're going to go through. It's a little long one, but it's going to put stuff together. It's going to put stuff together. These guys, right? Where was this one? This is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. right? I think they have a Democrat governor that they just struck the mask mandate, right? Georgia, all right? Chicago, that's on the list. They were defunding things, right? The machete one, that was Oakland, so Los Angeles, right? Right here. What was that? That was Charlotte. Charlotte's a Democrat area. New York City, that's on the list. That's a Democrat area. And of course, Anwar was murdered in Washington, D.C. Rest in peace, sir. That's just terrible. It's just so terrible to watch. It's just, it's just sickening. It's sickening, man. Cities. We're going to read this. This is Fox News. This is by Stephanie Pagonis. I'm sure you guys have heard of her. She writes some good articles. This is a long one. Maybe we'll go through it. Maybe we'll read here and there. Let's just see how it applies. Cities in parts of the U.S. Slashed their police department funding last year, in part as a result of police-involved shootings, have seen an uptick in certain crimes over the past year. Cities such as L.A., Minneapolis, New York City, Portland, Austin, Texas, they shifted funds from the police departments to social services. The cuts have led the departments to lay off officers, cancel recruiting classes, and retreat from hiring. As police departments were left to make do with shrunken budgets and less support, big cities have seen drastic upticks in murder and violent crimes. The defund the police movement is not necessarily about gutting police department budgets through some groups, though some groups have tried. Budget cuts were already expected as a result of alternate needs for funding because of coronavirus. Here's a look at how some cities have fared. Minneapolis. Violent crime rates surged in 2020 after the death of George Floyd. Between December 11th, 2020 and March 28th, murders rose 46%. There have been 49% more homicides, 58 more murders. All right. Total violent crime is up 22% in general. All right. Let's go now to Portland, Oregon. All right. Police statistics from July 2020, when the city's budget cuts were made, and past February show homicides up 270.6%. 63 homicide offenses from July 2020 to February 2021, but only 17 in July 2019. All right. The first 2 months of 2021, there were 17 murders, 1,600% increase in Portland. Let's keep going. New York City, murders in the city are up 11.8%, 76 more reported this year. All right. The number of shootings rose 40.1% in 2021, with 220 reported as of March 21st. All right. They'll say now we need to get rid of guns. These are illegal guns for the most part. All right. Good luck. Good luck finding those guns. Watch gun crime rising. See, this is how they do it, right? Oh, the gun crime's up. We got to take away your guns. Then they take away our guns. Then the gun crime goes up even more because of the criminals. And then they say, oh, we have to bring in the lockdowns. Oh, we have to go door to door and search. Oh, we have to root out the bad people. Oh, the MAGA folks have to go to jail. You see how this escalates? This is where it goes. Don't you dare think it will never happen. You know, there were Russians that thought it would never happen. There are people in Venezuela that thought it would never happen. There are people in Cuba that probably thought it would never happen a long time ago. I mean, when you think it never happens, it happens. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Los Angeles. All right. 38% increase in murders. 2021, 28.3% increase, 77 killings reported this year to date, 60 reported during the same time in 2020. Aggravated assaults up 8.4%. All right. Horrible, horrible stuff. 2/3 of the funding for police was earmarked over time and instead used to provide services and programs for communities of color, including youth summer jobs program. I hope that's doing well. The LAPD cut was part of a budget modification measure for the fiscal year that began July 1st. All right. Let's say Austin, Texas. Joe Rogan's new hometown. As of February 2021, the most recently available data, and remember, Austin's Democrat city in Texas, there was 11 murders year to date compared to 10 reported during the same time last year. Aggravated assaults are up 26%. All right. 524 so far this year. Plain and simple. They slashed the police budget from $434 million to $150 million. All right. So, we talked. I'm going to show you this picture again before we finish this. All right. We talked about the teen girls who murdered Anwar in D.C. We talked about the 73-year-old man shoved violently in New York City by an African-American gentleman. The Asian grocery store, Asian convenience store attacked in Charlotte by an African-American gentleman. The four African-American people that were chased by machete-wielding Asian man saving his elderly parents who were being attacked by them. All right, that happened. We talked about 20 people just shot over Good Friday and into Easter morning in Chicago. We talked about the freaking armed BLM folks at the Georgia Capitol. We talked about the Black Panthers harassing and attacking Asian nail salons. Okay. And then at the end, we went over all the areas, or some of them, that police were defunded, some of these patterns. All right. And it makes me want to just show you this picture again. So let's look. Let's look at this picture again. Look at these folks here. Protect Asian women. Stop Asian hate. Fuck white supremacy. Right? Show it to me. I challenge you. I challenge you. Honestly, this isn't a cry to help anybody. This is what real hate and real virtue signaling on a massive scale looks like. Yep, I said it. All of these folks want to be in the cool kids club, even if deep inside they know what they're doing is racist. Hypocrites have always existed, ladies and gentlemen, and hypocrites will continue to exist throughout time. We're not going to get rid of human nature. And unfortunately, we're seeing some of the worst of human nature get together under the guise of doing pretend good things for people. You want to see this country burn to the ground? You want to see this country become communist country? You want to see people suffer from all communities, including the African-American communities and the Asian American communities? You want to see people suffer and starve worse than they've ever suffered in the last 3, 4, 5 generations since the 1800s? Let this stuff continue. Watch what happens. It's a hard Easter episode, ladies and gentlemen, but it's a hard Easter truth. All right. I'm Jewish. I was raised more with Passover, but for all my Christian and Catholic friends, today on Easter, Jesus Christ rose. He rose from the dead. I'm not denying that. I wasn't there. It very, very well may have happened. All right. And I believe in God. I have faith. I'm not an organized religion type of person that says this is right, this is that, this is, but I do believe in God. I do believe in the higher power. And I do believe that there's magic in this world and there are things that we don't understand. So I do believe that Jesus Christ could have risen today. So I want to let all of you know to be like that, to be like Jesus Christ, to be like the Phoenix, to resurrect yourself, to revitalize yourself, feel the spirit inside of you, feel the power come in, the righteousness, the morality. Know that you're on the right side of this. Know that you're staring evil. You're staring the devil straight in the face on the left, and they cannot win because we are reborn at this moment as American patriots with the spirit of every amazing American hero and leader coursing inside of us, flowing through our veins. That's what's in our veins. American exceptionalism, the amazing beauty of this country. I don't care if you're a lefty that hates this country. Go suck an egg. Go hate this country all you want. But we love this country and we will never, ever, ever let it fall. God bless you guys. Episode 116 of the American Reveille Podcast. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you'll stick around for episode 117. Please go to getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. Get yourself some Life Change tea. Promo code James. Free shipping and handling. Stick around just for an extra couple minutes. You'll see an awesome video that I put together, just showing a little thing about the tea. It's just really good stuff, and I want you to give it a try. I feel really good. I always have stomach issues, so just to have some relief from that bloating and from that gas is just, that's the biggest part for me. That really is. All right. By the way, wherever you're watching this, please follow, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, leave a comment, do everything you got to do to follow along, whether it's on Gab, whether it's on Parler, whether it's on Instagram. We are all over the place. Head to www.americanreveille.com. Hit the support us tab. If you love what I'm doing, please donate. We put it right back into American Reveille LLC. Not a dime goes in my pocket. It all goes into spreading the word, spreading the message, and expanding what we're doing. This isn't just a podcast. This company is going to be an umbrella. There's going to be many podcasts. There's going to be many articles, many blogs, many different things, many different avenues to get the truth out. We have a strategy. We have a plan. We're bringing it all together, and we love you and appreciate your support. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Please stay tuned for the next episode, and I will see you next time. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here, and I want to tell you about Life Change Tea. That's right, Life Change Tea. I have a pack of it right here. Listen, as many of you know, I've been working really, really hard to get back in shape, okay? I was thinking lately, right? And you should probably be thinking about it too. With how crazy everything is, with how unstable the government seems, with all of these socialists, all of this leftist insanity. You would just call it insanity. Who knows when the hell I'm going to have to run, or when I'm going to have to, I don't know, save my family from something. I don't know. So I was getting fatter and fatter and fatter, feeling crappier and crappier and crappier. My diet was junk. I started by cleaning up the diet. I've been working out more and more, but I was still bloated. I was still gassy. I was still feeling crappy. And I finally decided to pull out an old trick in the book. All right. Something that I used for weight loss in the past. And I was thinking about a cleanse, right? Maybe take something that would help me evacuate my bowels a little bit, if you know what I mean. But you know, what I found was something different. I found Life Change Tea. All right. www.getthetea.com. I found this Life Change Tea. And instead of a 7-day or a 14-day cleanse, a 3-day cleanse, what they were offering was a daily tea, like a daily delicious iced tea, not some kind of weird hot tea or some kind of nasty tasting thing. No, this was a health supplement. All right, I started reading about it, and they were talking about all these herbs, these ancient herbs, right? Look at this: organic blessed thistle herb, malva leaf, organic marshmallow leaf. I didn't even know what the heck a marshmallow leaf was. Apparently, it's for anti-inflammatory and antioxidants and stuff. I looked some of this stuff up. It's crazy. Milk thistle extract that cleans your liver and kidneys. I mean, there's all these different things in here, but I was happy. I was attracted to it because it was all natural. It was put together in the US, right? Obviously, they've got to get spices from these very special places. Not spices, but you know, these special herbs. They got to get them from special places around the world, but it's all done here. It's packaged, put together, and blended accordingly right here in the USA. All right. And I tried it, and it was delicious. Look at this. I'm old school. I fill a jug. You see this big jug right here? And for those listening over there on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and everything like that, I'm holding this big gallon jug that used to be full of water. See those tea bags floating in the bottom there? This was full, guys. But I've been drinking it every day, twice a day, 8 ounces. Take a listen. Pour it in the glass. Oh yeah, that's not a sound effect. That's real. Look at this. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. And mabuhay to all my Filipino friends out there. I have the mint flavor. It's actually really good. I really like it. It's yummy. Look, this stuff's good. I can take that right now. I'm going to do 2 hours of podcast recording after this. It's not like me drinking that's going to send me running to the back. It's gentle. It's good stuff, all right? So it's got all these herbs. They cleanse you out. They make you regular again. They clean the toxins out of your system. They help you clean the extra waste that's been stored up in the colon, the stuff that's not healthy for you, not good for you. It keeps the bloat down. I don't feel so swollen. You know how you feel like swollen sometimes? Your fingers hurt? Yeah, you don't feel like that. It's gone. It's absolutely gone. So it's good stuff, guys. Listen, you have to go to getthetea.com. GETTHETEA.com. www.getthetea.com. www.getthetea.com. Promo code James, folks. Promo code James. That'll get you free shipping and handling. It's not expensive. It's good stuff, all right? It helps maintain your health. It cleanses your body from all kinds of toxins, all kinds of things that can cause colds and flus and different things like that. It keeps the bugs out real good. It helps your digestion, all right? Just like I've been saying, my bloats, I feel so much better, guys. I feel so much better. And just in this journey that I'm taking to get back in shape, I really feel like it's helping me immensely. It really is. I really think so. So try it out, guys. Life Change Tea. You just saw me drink a bunch of it. You just saw my almost empty jug. That's, by the way, like the third jug. All right. That's not the first jug. Not the first jug at all. Trust me. It's good stuff, guys. You're not going to be disappointed. You're going to thank me. All right. www.getthetea.com. www.getthetea.com. Get your Life Change Tea. Use the promo code James. Free shipping and handling. Thanks, guys.